How do people who are pro-choice justify abortion? A lot of the debate around abortion centers on sentience, on the fetal ability to perceive pain, or on viability. All of this is problematic for several reasons. Viability keeps changing. What if in 100 years, every fertilized ovum is viable and that we can harvest it and incubate it for 40 weeks? Will that have to be the new norm? As to pain perception, there is disagreement among reasonable people about its earliest possible time frame. Is it when you have a basic architecture of nerves and connections to the thalamus? That would put us around 7 to 8 weeks. Is it when the nervous system is more mature? The problem with this is that there are at this time no connections from the thalamus to the cerebral cortex, where the awareness of pain would be registered. Is it rather when you do develop such thalamocortical connections? That would put us around 12 to 16 weeks. But there's still a problem. It's unlikely that any pain perception can occur until nerve fibers reach into informed connections within the cortical plate. That would put us around week 23. People who are against abortion will tend to emphasize the earlier time frame for possible pain perception. And people who are for allowing it naturally emphasize the later time frame. Sentience is usually equated with the ability of a fetus to feel pain, but is it necessarily the case? Isn't it possible to be sentient without feeling pain? If so, shouldn't fetal life be valued? Isn't it also possible to feel pain without being sentient in any meaningful way? If so, isn't this whole debate a waste of time? And given that we have such uncertainty, if we're not sure if a fetus is fully a person, isn't it better to err on the side of not killing it? For many people, this settles the case. And I must confess that I am personally uncomfortable with abortion for this very reason. I would not myself perform abortions. During my medical training, I had the experience of watching an abortion and examining the fetal remains. It was very hard not to feel that a miniature human had been dismembered. But to me, the question of whether I myself am comfortable with performing or watching abortions is not what is being asked when discussing its legality. And the most useful analogy I can think of is to think of a case of a baby growing out of my hair. Yes, I knew this was a possibility. No, I did not wear a hat. Yes, I am aware that if I wait 9 months, I will more than likely live and I can give up the baby for adoption. And maybe I'm even an asshole for deciding that I want a haircut. But I don't want a haircut in several months. I want a haircut right now. Why? Because it's my hair, and I'll be damned if I'll let anyone else tell me when I can and can't get a haircut. You might hate me for this. You might think I'm wrong. But the question is this: should the government have the power to force me to keep the hair on my head? Are you comfortable with a government that can supersede your bodily autonomy? And when I ask this question, the answer for me is clear: no, I am not. And that is why I am pro-choice, though I believe that I myself would probably not make the choice to abort if I were pregnant.